80% warps by Mr. Aggie-sama.
Cool. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Good luck, Aggie.
Thanks. Yeah, bugger. Yeah. Everyone, welcome to Dust and Elysian Tale. This game was mostly developed by a singular person by the name of... God damn it, I forget the name already. Let me please up. But mostly developed by a singular person. It was his passion project for a significant amount of time. This category, as by the name 80% warps, will extensively use the wrong warp glitch. Normally here, you would practice some techniques like this one, known as rocket jump. Takes advantage over the natural momentum you gain from that particular combo. So this is the first area of the game, known as Glade, or also known as Reset Percent. By the end of this area, you want to have 6 keys and any combination of 5 feeble fruits and 2 wall chickens to get to 4,000 gold, so you can buy 10 teleport stones, which you'll be using for the rest of the run. So this game was first released on Xbox 360 in 2012 and later ported to PC in 2013. And there you see we picked up the first ability you get in the game called, which is your dodge cancel, or dodge. It is one of your major, you use it a lot in this category, well, in general. Because normally just walking or rocket jumping is pretty damn slow. It's done by cancelling your crouch with the slash up to continue your dodge roll. There are other methods of using your dodge cancels. But that comes a bit later. Here is the second ability you get. It's called Dust Storm. It is fairly damn useless and you don't even use it. Very much at all.
I'm sorry. Actually,
essentially you spin your sword around and it's on. But the ability you get later is very soon is much more used. It is also should be known as an aerial dust storm. Yeah. No. Oh well. So these are things called red barriers. When enemies get too close to the edge of your screen, you will get a red barrier. You either have to kill all the enemies that are there, or get them far enough away that the red barrier disappears. Yeah. I was hoping not to get hit there. And when you kill enemies, they will have random drops, usually money, sometimes materials, sometimes blueprints. But those things are completely and utterly useless to us. And now we have aerial dust storm. Similar to ground dodge cancels, you have aerial dodge cancels, but instead of cancelling the dodge animation with a slash, you're using the aerial dodge instead. That one. There's Mr. Bomb. And at this point we're going to load the autosave file. This allows us to skip a cutscene that shows up in the very next room. I have no idea why this is the case. It just happens. And so that cutscene there is basically telling us you don't have the climb ability yet, you cannot do this. Come back later. When in fact, we can. Because of something I'm going to show off in the very next room. Which will also be used to skip the first boss fight of the game. So, this is called a Rising Dust Storm. Because of the natural height you gain from doing that particular combo in the air, you can essentially fly infinitely and go over the trigger for that particular boss fight, which is one giant preceded by fighting two giants, which is really, really slow. You can also use it to climb walls, which will be demonstrated very soon. To get an item which will increase your attack power by a significant amount. At this point in time, we're just moving along so we can get what we need to progress. And that NPC was Ginger. You'll see her later on in the run for probably about 30 seconds. So at this point, we sell literally all our fruit and 5 of our keys to get 10 teleport stones. Now we're going to walk Mr. Fail to the edge to skip a cutscene through what is known as tech storage. Yeah. Yeah, you dead yet? There you go. That is to I'm an idiot. That was to set up a trick later. Also known as glade warping. You set up a save file in the map and it does really wacky things, which you'll see very soon. So now here is a wrong warp due to the PC port. You can use your mouse in the map screen, and when you play this game casually, you don't really notice that every time you walk to the start or an exit of an area, the room you walk to is centered. So you can exploit this to walk to almost every single room of the game. Yeah. By the way, there's multiple ways to set up Glade Warp. That's one way of doing it. I just did. And this trick right here, known as Early Flesh Sheath, is Rising Dust Storming up a wall to get this item called a Flesh Sheath. It is very important because, as you might have noticed, your attack power there is 4, but when you attach the Flesh Sheath, your attack increases by 150. And now we're going to skip the first action. We're going to skip the boss of this area completely. It goes by the name of Fuse. You don't see him. Don't need to care for him. And now we are in Zero Moon Caverns. Yeah, normally it's a winding corridor of rooms. Talk to this person called Bropo, which we don't even see yet until a while in. Or you only ever talk to him once. Yeah, whatever. And now we're going to head to the So that's what happens if you warp to the wrong room. One of two things that can happen. The other is you soft lock the game. And we don't want that. There we are. So now this is the room you normally get the slide ability in. You absolutely need this to continue on with the game because of the mansions that come up later and right now. I'll explain that in a minute, Fire. And now we are going to wrong warp to the room above Tethys. You can wrong warp to the room to Tethys, but you have to do a thing called a jump warp, which is holding up, which is opening up the save menus. And at the same time you jump. And now this is Lady Tethys. We're going to break dance on her face for a bit, and she'll fall over. So that's Tethys. Let's see. Yeah. Let's try for this cutscene skip one more time. There we go. Third time's the charm. So the way that cutscene skip works is you're triggering the cutscene but exiting it before you trigger the cutscene but you exit the room well before. It's a marathon run, but doesn't really matter. Yeah, so far there have been 3 types of cutscene skips shown off. One is text storage, the second one was using the knockback from your level up to exit the room, cancelling the cutscene. And the third type's similar to the level up one, but you're just exiting the cutscene. You're exiting the room because the game considers you having momentum. And we are now at mansions. This is by far my favorite part of the run. Mostly because a lot of the movement is really interesting here. At this point in time, if there's any questions or donations, feel free to ask. That's the first of 4 mansions that you go to in this run. Whatever. So normally with these mansions, you're meant to enter through the front. You don't do that at all. And instead, you get to the point of getting the the objectives you need for without ever having to be chased by a ghost figure, which you find out is Baron Kane, the boss of this area. And he is literally the only boss in this game you can die. Yeah, didn't jump. That's fine. Normally I'm meant to do a jump up there to the 3rd mansion, but yeah, I forgot to. So we're going here instead. There's no spoilers yet. Right. Come on, let's go down here. You can crash, otherwise, if the room doesn't exist, there is 2 options for what happens. The game either soft locks, crashes, or you go back to the same room you're in. Fuck it. I'm going to try that again to action. There we go. That's how a jump up is meant to happen. If I didn't jump up there, I would literally be floating in the middle of nowhere. Because there is no screen transition at that point. So that is literally all 4 mansions done. Now it is time to go fight Mr. Baron King. I am getting that save point for safety. This is literally the only fight you can die. But that is because you need to change the difficulty right at the end of this game, of this fight. That is because on the difficulty that we are playing it on, casual, you cannot normally assign your level ups the way you want. Oh look, it's game. That is one of the things you don't want to happen. Ah, bugger. Oh well. I forgot to change the difficulty, but you can still keep going. I will show you what I mean by that, by the way. Normally, if I change the difficulty, you'd be able to put your skill gems into one here, the rest into attack. But since that didn't happen, whatever. Shit happens. So you lose about at least 40 seconds to the guy's fight because of that. Upwards of a minute, if not more. So you saw a tiny little bit of Blackmore Mountains. Because it takes about the same amount of time to do the cane fight again. It's literally not worth. It's either do a fight again or add a minute to Gaius. Either way, you're adding a minute to the run. It really doesn't matter which way you do it. I'd rather, and to be perfectly honest, I'd rather not fight Kane again. Cool. We're going to do text storage again. This time with Gihan. It literally doesn't matter who you do it with. The main purpose is to skip this panorama cutscene. Time is when the final cutscene starts playing. Cool. So, here's Gaius. This is totally not the final boss. This is totally not the final boss music. Even though it's really fucking calm. Yeah, whatever. Really calm. The final boss fight music is a lot more climactic than this, I promise. I look poison. And silence. Both of which do absolutely nothing, because one of them is 1 damage per second and the other one silences Fidget, who does nothing. Woo. Come on guys, please stop being mean. Oh, this super isn't. So, if you're wondering what this... it's useless here for guys, because he jumps around so much. Yeah, it's glitched. So this is the map screen music. is time for donations and questions. Come on, guys. Why must you be a meme?
Time for a question.
Yeah.
I forgot it just right now. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh my god. I completely forgot it.
Okay, time is in about 20 seconds. Guys will literally scream at you, but because I don't like rolling all the way up to him, we're going to load this Glade save file, which we made earlier. Does some weird shit. Gaius is flying. And time.
GG, Aggie-sama!
That is Dust and Elysian Tail any percent whoops. Hope you all enjoyed. If anyone is interested in learning the run, there is a Discord. And the community is really quite helpful. Well, according to me, it's 26:31.
That was a pretty nice run, dude.
Yeah, that was alright. I'm happy with it.
Completely destroyed the estimate.
I expected that.
Yeah.
It was good.
You wanna say something? Shoutouts or something?
Who do I need to shout out? Because there are a few people there I want to shout out. So shoutouts to shoutouts to Glimmy, Acrid, Project Fundraising for hosting this amazing event, and well, the entire DOS speedrunning community in general. Really, they're awesome. Thank you so very much.
Alright, shall I say the final words?
Yep.
Then you go fly?
Cool.
Alright! So,